If you valued team goals over your own, then everything would fall into place. All can reply. Guys, this tweet lit up social media last night. Shannon, jump in here. Do you interpret this as a shot at maybe LeBron or Magic?
Skip, look, maybe Jeannie was sitting around last night having a glass of wine, getting ready to celebrate the 4th. And she's
By the way, this was posted at 11:11.
Yeah, so
okay,
it's really, yeah, so it's really late. And Skip, I think the thing is, sometimes I find myself when people are talking about Kobe, I'm like, damn, man, Kobe really gone. And I think the tragic manner in which we lost Kobe is why it's so hard for us to come to grips with it. Skip, hey, but in that manner. And I understand there is a special place in her heart for Kobe. You can tell the way when she talks about him in interviews, Skip, it's almost as if she's talking about her own child.
I agree.
Magic is a few years older than Jeannie.
2 years older.
So when Magic got, she was prime because Magic got here at 20, so she was 18, about to come out of high school.
Yep.
So she saw firsthand who and what Magic did for this franchise. Because, Skip, they were floundering. I don't care what anybody say. They were the Lakers, but they were floundering, even with Kareem.
But she has talked about how she considers herself sister to brother with Magic.
Yes.
Because they grew up together.
They really did grow up together, Skip. For me, I've always thought Magic, considering that I'm old enough to remember when Magic first got to the Lakers, and they went in the finals every year. Magic played 12 years. They went to the finals 9 times. Skip, is crazy. And every bit the spectacular show as Kobe was at scoring the basketball, Magic was every bit that as the passer. All those behind the backs and the no looks and all that whoop-de-whoop, he was and one before you even know what an and one was.
Agreed.
So for me, Skip, I take it, I think Magic for me is the greatest Laker, but I can understand people saying Kobe. Most younger generations think this Kobe. I'm not here to dispute that. For me, it's Magic, having seen Magic.
Yep.
But, Jeannie, I just want you to know, as the owner, you can say what the hell you want. I don't know how Kobe could explain something to you and then be able to come tell it to the public. What the hell do you got Rob Pelinka? What the hell do you got Kurt and Linda Rambis? You got Magic Johnson's phone number. Magic will pick up your call at any time. If Magic can't explain something to you that Kobe could, I don't even know why you hanging with Magic. Magic, there's something wrong with that picture.
Agreed.
Something is really wrong with that picture. So again, you got all these people, your inner circle, that's around you, and can't nobody explain to you what's going on? I think they can. I think, Skip, she was in a down moment. It's been a really rough year. It didn't go as well as she had hoped. She probably had a glass of wine, was sitting back and thinking about, damn, I wish I miss Kobe. Hell, Jeannie, we all miss Kobe. But just know when you tweet something like this, I don't know what you were trying to do, but you leave it locked for interpretation.
Yep.
And you're probably not going to like the way the interpretations take the turns. So, yeah, it could be interpreted. She talked about Russ, and Russ didn't put this, or she could talk about that. Skip. But I think the thing people forget, when Kobe demanded a trade, was he doing it in the best interest of the team or the best interest for Kobe? It's like as we get further and further away from time, people forget that Kobe had flaws, and nobody seems to want to address those. And I'm not trying to bash Kobe, but it's fact. And I think that people forget that. And Jeannie might have forgotten that. Because he demanded a trade, he wanted out.
I remember doing a whole show on ESPN, the thrust of which Kobe's going to the Chicago Bulls. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know who she's taking. I don't know if she's talking about Magic because, Skip, it's hard for me to say that she can't pick up the phone. Magic, what you think? Magic's going to say, Jeannie, it's the Lakers. You got to win right now. Your best player is in year 20. You're not going to have him. He's not going to be playing in 2025. The likelihood of LeBron playing in 2025 and playing at the level that he's playing at currently, Skip, is not very good. Jeannie, we the Lakers. We win right now. We don't worry about tomorrow.
Okay, let me start from the start. When I first read Jeannie's tweet very early this morning, like at 2:15 a.m., the first line is, I miss KB. And I'd never heard Kobe referred to as KB, and it stopped me in my tracks like, you miss who? And it took me a second. I had to read some other tweets. Oh, she's talking about Kobe. Have you ever heard KB?
No.
Kobe.
Most people call him Bean or call him Cole.
Right. But KD is KD, but
Right.
KB is not KB.
No.
So that stopped me. And then the second line startled me. He would understand and explain everything that I'm not allowed to. And I'm thinking, you're not allowed to explain what? You're in charge. This is your franchise. Your father bequeathed you with this franchise. He wanted you to run it the way he ran it because he trusted you just the way he trusted himself. So I'm like, Jeannie, don't show any signs of weakness or insecurity here,
Right.
because you're not.
Right.
I completely respect her command, her iron-fisted command of this franchise.
Yes.
And so to show any sign of weakness, as you say, it shook me a little bit. Mm-hmm. But she's saying that Kobe could always understand it and explain for her, maybe to the media, that this is the way it should be. Well, that doesn't reflect well on LeBron James, because right now he is the Kobe of your franchise. Right. I'm not saying he's better than Kobe, because I don't think he is better than Kobe, but he is an all-time great who is still the face of basketball, the face of the NBA. It's still LeBron James, and he is your property, and he is going to break a hallowed record next year as a Laker, by a Laker, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
But Skip, I think the thing is because Kobe grew up in the Laker organization.
Yep.
And LeBron came, and we know this. LeBron can win the next 2 titles. He was never going to be beloved by Laker Nation like Kobe.
Okay, but still, as an advisor, as a confidant.
She's not going to lean on him like she would Kobe.
She just doesn't, because she's saying right there, she's showing her disrespect for LeBron James. And I still believe, this is just my 2 cents from a distance, I still think it sticks in her craw and she holds him responsible for Russell Westbrook.
Are she going to give him credit for AD?
Okay, well, you should ask her that.
Okay.
But in this tweet, she's not.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our man, Magic Johnson. Right. I am so with you. I'm sorry. As much I have all-time respect for Kobe, the late, great Kobe Bryant, but I also came up through that era of Magic. And I got to know Magic when he was a rookie, and I got to tell you, he was something.
Yes.
It's why there's a show on HBO, renewed now for another season, called Winning Time, and it's about the rise of the Laker dynasty featuring Magic Johnson.
Yes.
And Jeannie Buss and Jerry Buss. And it's all about Magic and his charisma and his magnetism and how he, with his force of will and personality, put the Lakers back on the national map in a way they've really never, ever been on the map since then, even though Kobe won a couple championships. Yeah. But I'm going to remind everybody about the trade point. There was that stretch after Shaq left. There was an 8-year stretch in which Kobe led the league in shots attempted 6 out of 8 years. Yes. Well, because he was going to shoot it. Right. I'm not sure it was the best thing for the team at that point. And remember, Phil blasted Kobe in one of his books. Okay. So, again, no disrespect to Kobe. We're trying to put this in some perspective that, honestly, he was the greatest Laker ever. Man. That is a shot at Magic Johnson, who now says, even though he walked out the back door on Jeannie, and I think she still holds that against him, Magic claims publicly that he and Jeannie are still brother, sister, close, and that they speak often on the phone. In fact, I think Magic has gone to, we speak almost every day. I believe that was the quote from Magic. We speak almost every day. Yes. Well, then why can't he help you as an advisor, as a confidant?
As much as Kobe wanted to win, what do you think Kobe going to say? You got a chance to get Kyrie, but you'd have to trade Russ. What do you think Kobe